Good morning, Martinez. It's truly an honor and privilege to welcome you to this year's State of the City address. Today is more than just a tradition, it's a powerful opportunity for us to come together as a community, to celebrate our accomplishments, acknowledge the challenges we've faced, and look ahead with hope and determination for the future of Martinez. As chairman of the board for the Martinez Chamber of Commerce and Visit Martinez, I'm proud to represent an organization dedicated to three core values. We strive to be a catalyst for business growth, a convener of leaders and influencers, and a champion for a strong and vibrant community. These principles guide everything we do, from supporting local businesses and entrepreneurs to creating an environment where residents and visitors can thrive. We're especially grateful to be joined today by some of the city's most dedicated leaders, including our mayor, city officials, and community partners. Your presence here speaks volumes about the spirit of collaboration that drives our city forward and the shared vision we all have for a brighter future in Martinez. Thank you so much for being here today, for your support, leadership, and your partnership. I'd also like to extend a sincere thank you to the dignitaries joining us today. We appreciate your continued support, and your presence here means a great deal. I'd like to recognize Janessa Oriol, Congressman DeSaulnier's office. Assembly Member Avila Farias. Contra Costa Supervisor, District 5 Representative Brandon Evans, and District 5 Supervisor Chanel Scales Preston. Thank you for the council for being here. Mayor Zorn will recognize all of you. The Contra Costa Water District Director Pat Young. Contra Costa Director and Vice President Antonio Martinez. Martinez Unified School District Board members Tanya Berger and Logan Campbell. As we look ahead, let's stay focused on our mission to convene voices for every sector, collaborate on innovative solutions, and build a more resilient, inclusive, and prosperous community. To bring people together across all sectors, to spark innovation, and to find meaningful solutions to our most pressing challenges. Let's continue to be a catalyst, empowering our business growth, supporting entrepreneurs, and driving economic prosperity in Martinez. Thank you for being here today and for staying engaged with the future of our city. A recording of today's event will be available on CCTV at a later date and shared across our social media. Later in the program, during our closing remarks, we'll be sharing exciting updates from the Martinez Chamber of Commerce, including a citywide campaign that is currently underway. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mayor Brianne Zorn. Mayor Zorn was elected to the City Council in 2020 and became mayor in 2022. Originally from Seattle, she holds degrees in botany and anthropology with a minor in Japanese from the University of Washington. She spent over 17 years working in the nonprofit environmental consulting sectors and is a certified professional wetlands specialist. Her expertise includes wetland permitting, sediment remediation, botanical garden management, and environmental data visualization. She's also a proud mother and stepmother of 3. She's called Martinez home since 2015. Mayor Zorn is passionate about revitalizing our waterfront marina, energizing our downtown and retail centers, and improving the quality of life for all residents. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Mayor Brianne Zorn.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. How's everybody doing? Great. Wonderful. How is the food? I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for inviting me to speak this morning, and I want to welcome Aaron Alencastri to the Chamber, and I look forward to working with you. Here's I also want to acknowledge before I start, I am very happy and appreciative to the Chamber. Many people have commented on the change this morning for our State of the City. We're in a new location, a new style, a new format, and you may have noticed that the ticket price this year was free, and that was a really big deal to me, and I really appreciate the Chamber doing this. There are a lot of new faces that haven't been able to participate in the State of the City in the past, and it's really nice to see you all here today. And I love that it rained this morning. Rain is my favorite, and it's a beautiful rainy morning like today that keeps our hills green. Did it work? It worked. Great. All right, so let's begin some review of the highlights from this past year. In June, we had our first evacuation drill for the community on Green Street and Arlington Way. Our police department, in collaboration with Confire and CERT, our community emergency response team, practiced evacuating the neighborhood as if there was a wildfire. The large Confire trucks practiced driving on the steep and narrow Arlington Way. Martinez Alert sent out a practice evacuation alert, and the police department went door to door in the affected homes, notifying them of the evacuation. A public safety event was held in Ignacio Plaza in front of City Hall at the official evacuation meeting point. It was an excellent practice for our first responders and our community, and only the second evacuation drill held in Contra Costa County. In June, we held our first Golden State Outrigger Canoe Club meet at the Martinez waterfront. Clubs from around the state came to compete. The race was from our marina to the C&H Sugar Factory, hence the sugar rum, in Crockett and back. It was a wonderful day of cultural celebration, community, and paddling. We look forward to hosting the sugar run again. Our second annual Juneteenth Community Festival at the waterfront was also held in June, welcoming participants from around the county. We look forward to enjoying this Martinez signature event again this year. City Council, PRMAC, which is the Parks, Recreation, Marina, and Arts Commission. It's a new name, so just be aware that's what we're talking about when we say PRMAC. PRMAC commissioners, staff, subcontractors, and community members who are critical in the establishment of the first park in Martinez in 25 years officially broke ground on Pine Meadow Park in July 2024. We had our first annual National Night Out, which brought together hundreds of members of the Martinez community to our waterfront to engage with our first responders and public safety representatives. Pete Savina is here tonight. He's one of the main coordinators of the event, and this year's event will be held on Tuesday, August 5th. In 2024, we completed upgrades of the new pool heaters and the chlorination system. There were some snags initially, but by summer, the pools were well heated and made for a great experience for visitors. Rankin Pool is a wonderful amenity for our local and regional community. It has been over 10 years since the initial Measure H investments, so the city is working on the schedule for required maintenance and upgrades over the next several years. We were proud to bring back the Bike the Bridges event to Martinez after a few years in Benicia. I look forward to participating in this fun cycling and beer festival again in October. At the annual California League of Cities Conference, the City of Martinez was given silver status for our city's sustainability program and received a Beacon Award for sustainability and our recycling program with New Leaf Collaborative and Martinez Unified School District. And I know Helen Rossi is here from the school district as well. One of our regulars at council meetings, Craig Lazaretti, who could not be with us this morning, kept asking at almost every public comment, when will the basketball court be resurfaced? We were proud to make that improvement for him and the neighbors in November. One of the biggest challenges with any infrastructure work at the marina is that it's limited by the permitting in-water work window, which is just a few months in the fall. The fishing pier restoration completed the in-water work portion of the project, which included, for example, stabilization of the piers and pilings, before the in-water work window ended at the end of November, which was a really big deal. The remaining repairs to the decking, railings, and other components is in process and will be completed this spring. Stay tuned for a formal, much-awaited reopening. This past year, the Martinez Arts Association and the Martinez Rec Department partnered on the Dia de los Muertos event, this time held at Ignacio Plaza and in front of City Hall. It was an amazing event spearheaded by Chair of the PRMAC, Lorena Castillo. This year's celebration will be held on November 1st. Yeah. Over the past few years, we've had quite a change in the faces on our city council. I'm so proud of our current council. This photo was taken the night that Satinder Malhi and Greg Young were formally sworn in after they were elected in November. I want to take a quick pause and ask my colleagues on the City Council to stand to be acknowledged. So we have Councilmember Debbie McKillop, Vice Mayor Jay Howard, Councilmember Greg Young, and Councilmember Satinder Malhi. As I'm sure all of you know, the staff are what keep the city moving forward day by day. The council is present to ensure that the efforts of staff are prioritized and aligned with the interests of the Martinez community. Often being a council member is looked at as a glorified position, but I want everyone to know that we are truly public servants. All the council members, including myself, have full-time jobs. Each of the council members, including myself, receive approximately $500 a month to cover 2 meetings a month. But we sit on subcommittees, we represent the city at regional commissions, meet with staff regularly, and do the most important job, meet with our constituents, you, to better understand and better enable us to represent the needs of the community. Thank you, City Council, for all that you do every day to make Martinez a better place. All right, this is where we do all the good work. And with help from federal ARPA funds, City Hall has gotten some significant improvements over the past years. And I know that the staff very much appreciate some of the improvements that were made. The council chambers and other public spaces at City Hall were also completed this year. This was a project that former council member Mark Ross was very passionate about, and I was so happy that we were able to give the council chamber a facelift during his tenure. In January, we celebrated Martin Luther King Day of Service at the waterfront. Thank you to everyone in the community who participates in cleanups around Martinez. As part of the Republic Services contract that went live this past fall, the sustainability coordinator for Martinez will be responsible for coordinating 10 community cleanups per year. Our first community cleanup will be held on May 3rd in Jay's district, yes. And stay tuned for cleanups in your neighborhood throughout the year. And if you have ideas on locations for cleanups, don't hesitate to reach out. We had our long-awaited ribbon-cutting ceremony at Alhambra Hills on a very wet morning in February, but still had a turnout of over 100 guests enthusiastically supporting these hills being officially open to the public. Do we all look silly? Mostly. Jamie Fox, the soul of the Save the Alhambra Hills group, shown here celebrating the ribbon cutting, can now hike in these hills without trespassing. Yeah. And then, just a few hours later, a fire started at PBF Refinery, which overshadowed the very positive morning that we'd had. This fire resulted in 6 employees receiving medical treatment and then ultimately being released, which was great news. Again, our community gathered to have town halls and public meetings to discuss how to improve safety culture at our neighboring refinery. But back to positive. After more than a decade of conversations, we completed construction of the Hidden Valley pickleball courts and had a ribbon cutting with over 100 people present. I anticipate that we will continue, however, to make improvements to the courts for sound and timing of the lights for the surrounding neighbors. And finally, the most recent photo of the bunch taken just last week. Construction of the Phase 1 improvements are nearly complete at Pine Meadow Park. I look forward to going to our first All Abilities Playground when it opens later this year. All right, so I am now halfway through my 4-year term. This gives me an opportunity to look back at the successes and lessons learned from the first 2 years, and then look forward to the remaining years that I have to accomplish what I set out to do. So let's talk about some of the city progress and updates that we've made so far. During our council retreat in early 2023, we identified the following goals: staff recruitment and retention, fiscal sustainability, vibrant and sustainable waterfront and marina, and strong downtown and commercial centers. So the past few years have seen the completion of some major projects in the city of Martinez. We finalized the Marina and Waterfront Trust Lands Use, let's start over. The Marina and Waterfront Trust Lands Use Plan, which was subsequently approved by California State Lands. And that snapshot there is a plan of the final design from that plan. And while I've already shown photos of the remaining projects that are on this list, I wanted to reiterate how very important and how very significant many of these projects have been. Thank you to staff for carrying each one of these projects over the finish line. For staff recruitment and retention, the efforts by management at City Hall have resulted in the current vacancy rate of 4.64%, which is the lowest we've seen in 5 years, down from 18% in 2021. Filling vacancies has improved safety and restored city services to full capacity. For example, open hours for our planning desk stayed limited for several years following COVID closures, but last year expanded to 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. to the public. Additional police department overhires this past year have proactively filled anticipated vacancies associated with retirements or medical leave. It can take 6 months to a year to fully onboard a police officer. So I want to thank Chief White for his forethought in this planning to work towards a full department. Because of this uptick in hiring, 62% of employees have 0 to 4 years of experience with the city organization. Now this stat has both pros and cons. Staff bring experience from other cities and fresh ideas, but also have limited institutional knowledge of Martinez. So there is an uphill climb when we make that many hires. Programs for staff have increased coaching, mentoring, wellness programs, and introduced regular employee feedback surveys to improve morale at City Hall and improve the services they offer to you, the public. I'd like to ask any Martinez City staff who are present to please stand so you can be recognized. And Assistant City Manager Lawrence again. And I want to thank you all for everything that you do for the Martinez community. The city is at a pivotal moment. We are navigating exhausted ARPA funding, managing growing service demands, and financial uncertainty amid an economic slowdown. Trending lower consumer spending has resulted in sales tax decline and reduced cannabis revenues. There will be a 44% increase in unfunded pension liabilities over the next 5 years and year-over-year rising insurance costs. The city is aware of these issues, and going into our biennial budget cycle, we've identified some proactive measures to address growing concerns about fiscal sustainability to avoid the deficit issues that have faced other cities in our region. These measures include development of a strategic plan and revenue generation plan, adjusting fees and rates to ensure cost recovery, regularly assessing and implementing cost efficiencies, launching a 5-year financial forecast to guide long-term planning, using automation to reduce labor costs associated with repetitive work, and rolling out a financial transparency portal for public access to financial information. Every council has made a vibrant and sustainable waterfront and marina a goal, but this council has actually made some pretty major progress. After our previous marina manager left in summer 2024, our new marina manager, F3 Marina, went online in January 2025. Thank you to Jill Bergman for being the driver for that effort. Renovation of the fishing pier, as I mentioned earlier, is in progress, which includes replacement of a sheet pile wall in the northwest corner of the marina, which will help prevent future accretion of sediment in the marina. However, dredging will not be possible again until major investments are made in infrastructure. We submitted a $20 million grant to the EPA last fall, but it doesn't appear that we've been awarded this grant. So our strategy will have to be a public-private partnership to revitalize and transform the marina and waterfront. Staff have already initiated these conversations. Another component of the Trust Land Use Plan, the entertainment stage, has been identified for funding with cultural fees or private investments. Lastly, the city continues to work on strong downtown and commercial centers despite the external pressures of a slowing economy. Staff have been working on marina revitalization to expand commercial services at the marina and create better connectivity with downtown. They're working to attract national and regional retailers by improving infrastructure and access, as well as working with property owners throughout the city to connect retailers with available vacancies, such as Ross Dress for Less, which is slated to move into the former Rite Aid space in Village Oaks. Our planning department is working on increasing housing density consistent with the housing element, since mixed-use development with higher residential density attracts younger residents and increases foot traffic, helping small businesses thrive and energizing the area. And I also want to celebrate the small wins. Council approved an annual parking pass program earlier this year for business owners and employees, which is deeply discounted, so they don't have to spend their time worrying about parking meters and getting a ticket. Instead, they can concentrate on running their business. This program will roll out in May. We continue to chip away at the ubiquitous problem across the country of a shortage of housing. Council approved the 2023-2031 housing element, and staff continue to work on policies and programs to support housing and streamline development. We adopted the density bonus regulations and city development incentives and community benefit program. We adopted overlay districts, including the Affordable Housing Overlay District, the Mixed Use Alhambra Avenue Overlay District, and Community Services Overlay District. And also, we released pre-approved ADU plans that are available on the City of Martinez website for anyone who's interested in building an ADU on their property. And there's multiple plans, multiple footprints, and I think that it's a really great job from the planning department. Thank you. Some of our upcoming planning efforts include complete selection of a new parking meter technology and wayfinding signage through a grant from MTC, as well as an online permit portal launch to enable real-time access to information about permit sets. So city service requests via the online service request portal is an online form available to report on issues associated with water, streets, parks, code enforcement, and parking meter issues. In 2024, we had 960 service requests, up from 708 in 2023, and I expect that our 2025 data will be exactly on that same trajectory. There have been 121 active cases in code enforcement from the complaint line, and the online request forms, in my opinion, promote fair and equitable access for all residents. And I encourage everybody to use the service request portal. And you can access it on the website, and you can see the little screenshot under some of our public service, the photo of the public service guys, that you can click through on the main page of the website. Roads and traffic safety is a really big issue for everyone in the city of Martinez. We've made some great progress in roads and traffic safety. First of all, Measure D paving projects continue to increase our pavement conditions index, or our PCI, from poor to good. Big deal. Read that as less potholes and less cracks. Our neighborhood traffic safety plan was approved earlier this year. Our traffic safety website, which I have a snapshot there, has been updated to include a traffic safety service request interactive map. So if you've submitted a traffic safety service request, like I mentioned in the previous slide, it shows up on this map. You can track the status of the traffic safety committee decisions and see the status of the installation of the selected traffic safety improvement. The map is live on our website, and you can look at it right now if you like. Simply search online for Martinez Traffic Safety to navigate to this page. Lastly, we received grant funding for the planning and design of safe routes to schools, traffic safety projects for our local schools, which will begin this year in collaboration with our local school districts. I also want to highlight the new Police Department Strategic Enforcement Team, or SET. It was established to respond to high-impact public safety issues in the city. There are 2 dedicated officers, seen here, who aim to improve community safety by focusing on pressing challenges within the city. The SET team seeks to work collaboratively with the community to enhance quality of life. When a call is placed with a unique problem that needs attention, this team will respond. Simply call 911 to be connected to the team. I'm very proud of some of our new commissions and subcommittees. Our sustainability subcommittee is the first time that council has engaged on previously staff-driven efforts to push Martinez into the forefront of sustainable cities. We had our first meeting on March 24th, and our work plan includes the revisions to the climate action plan, bike rack installation plan, and citywide cleanup schedule that I mentioned earlier. Our newest community commission, the Diversity and Cultural Commission, was officially formed in March, and I'm so proud of this commission. This permanent commission was formed as a part of the city's ongoing efforts to implement our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging roadmap, aiming to strengthen community building and engagement by highlighting diverse perspectives and cultural experiences. The importance of this action has only been underlined by the current federal political climate. Oops. Members appointed on March 2025, you see here in the council meeting, and their first meeting will be May 1st. Meetings with council this summer will be held to identify work plans for the coming year. As Adam mentioned, we have ongoing challenges that I wanted to make sure that we also discussed. So despite all of our successes, we continue to have real challenges. At the marina, we are actively working to overcome years of deferred maintenance and past challenges. We're committed to revitalizing this important community asset and ensuring it meets the needs of residents and visitors alike. Our vision for investment is ambitious, so we're thoughtfully aligning our plans with available funding to make meaningful progress. The next couple of years will be a time of significant transformation and opportunity. As you've seen, increased housing density is both required by the state and integral to the economic vitality of our community. But the current economic climate, high construction costs, and potential profitability impact developer interest in Martinez, both for residential and commercial development. Staff will continue to work on attracting investment into our community. I want to note that some people have mentioned that because our housing element, although adopted by us on the council, has not been approved by the state, has resulted in the builder's remedy, which means that developers are not required to follow local rules if they want to develop. Since the builder's remedy went into effect in Martinez in February 2023, we have had no builder's remedy projects implemented in our city. So the issues that we're talking about of potential interest is not associated with the housing element. Lastly, a side effect of the decrease in housing availability and costs is an increase in folks facing being unhoused. I've coordinated a regular meeting with partners including the Sheriff's Office, the hospital, county health, and other county services with Martinez Police and county electeds to discuss these issues. This group identifies the unique challenges facing Martinez and identifies solutions to these problems. So Martinez has some very specific economic growth challenges. We have limited commercial and industrial space and underdeveloped infrastructure, constraining the attraction of large employers. Retailers such as Trader Joe's, that people ask about all the time, prefer areas with 20,000 to 30,000 daily car trips, but most of Martinez, including our downtown, sees much lower numbers than this. Aging commercial buildings result in a downtown with lower rents and higher vacancies, with several ground floors in disrepair. So what are we doing about this? The City Council has directed staff to move forward with a vacancy ordinance designed to encourage property owners to lease their spaces and activate our commercial areas. At the same time, we continue to support the Planning Department's efforts to implement policies that streamline housing development while preserving the unique quality and quality of life that makes Martinez special. By addressing these challenges, we can improve economic vitality and make our community stronger. So it goes without saying that living in a refinery town has its unique challenges, and Martinez has been in the news regularly following incidents over the past several years. I wanted to remind everybody that the soil sampling risk assessment conducted in June 2023 by County Health concluded no impacts to home gardens from the spent catalyst release. So if you hear anybody saying that they cannot garden or eat vegetables from their garden, please tell them that that was proven false and that they can do that, and it is okay to do. Additionally, County Health did soil sampling in February 2025 following the fire and concluded there were no soil health risks from the fire. We have made significant improvements to communication via Martinez alerts and community warning system. Our community is more informed of planned and unplanned flaring events than ever before. And although there is a current active community benefit fund policy with the Air District, no fines or penalties have actually been formally assessed. And the enforcement action by the District Attorney's Office from violations issued by CC Hazmat or the Air District in previous years remain incomplete. As a result, the City of Martinez has not yet seen any financial reimbursement for our experiences. We remain hopeful that continued dialogue and holding agencies accountable will lead to progress on this front. And as everyone knows, these ongoing incidents at the refinery continue to negatively impact city pride and our reputation. So some next steps. Industrial safety. Martinez is working with Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors, CC Health, and CC Hazmat on their efforts to enforce additional components of the industrial safety ordinance to improve the safety record at MRC. Martinez is revisiting the conversation with CC Health on implementing an ISO for City of Martinez facilities. CC Health will present on the benefits of a MISO later this year. As far as air quality goes, Air District Rule 65 will go into effect in July 2026, which limits particulate matter emissions from petroleum refinery fluidized catalytic cracking units. PBF has committed to meeting this timeline, and that is great news. Martinez continues to follow up with the Air District about a community air monitoring station, and Martinez continues to advocate for availability of historical fence line monitoring data. As far as the investments in Martinez, it's important to note that the refinery is located in unincorporated Martinez, and that means the majority of tax revenues go to the county, not directly to the city. This makes it even more critical to advocate for local investment and community support. So meaningful investment from the refinery into Martinez and surrounding neighborhoods will be essential to support community well-being and restore public trust. So, did it work? There we go. So looking ahead, capital improvement project list is to be approved formally during the biennial budget process in May 2025. The strategic plan began this spring and will be completed in fall of 2025. The citywide parks plan will begin in fall of 2025, and our 150th anniversary of incorporation will be in 2026. So our fiscal year 25-27 CIP list in workshop was a few weeks ago, and City Council pushed for investments in a downtown public bathroom. This is a screenshot of what we will likely be implementing. Thank you, feel free to clap for that. This will be a lease model, not a purchase and build model, and this will be a great opportunity for us to evaluate how it works downtown and identify any lessons learned from that experience. We have pushed for beautification efforts at entryways and medians. Thank you, Vice Mayor Howard. Street trees and landscaping. We've agreed for senior center upgrades, and that will allow us to expand programming for youth and adult programs. We will be funding the bike park conceptual design, which I'm really excited about. We have funded safe routes to school and other traffic safety plans, downtown plaza enhancement, and something that I think is important is bocce court improvements have been added to the list. And while it's unfunded, it is now on the CIP list and be considered during future budget cycles. Yay. All right, so the strategic plan. The next major endeavor will be the strategic plan. The citywide strategic plan is a foundational tool that aligns staff, city council, and the community around a shared vision. It will provide a clear roadmap to align our goals with available financial resources, which is the biggest problem, for long-term planning and needed capital investments. The goal is to make informed, data-driven decisions that balances today's needs with tomorrow's obligations, which we have a lot of. Public meetings begin in June 2025, and the council goals that I mentioned at the beginning will be updated as part of this process. So for my priorities and values and the things that I will be bringing up during this process, I want to be improving pride in our city. I want to attract residents to our retail districts through improvements to our infrastructure like lighting, wayfinding, and parking. I want to attract investors to our communities through economic development initiatives. And when we're going through this strategic plan, I want to ask ourselves, will this action improve the quality of life for the most Martinezans? Will this action financially benefit Martinez? Will this action add to the overall aesthetics of Martinez? Will this action address the needs of the most Martinez businesses? So the other plan that's on the list for this year is the citywide parks plan, and just some of the priorities that I have. Trail connectivity, for example, the John Muir Heritage Trail is a pet project of Jamie Foxx and others, which would connect Alhambra Hills, Briones, and Mount Wanda. And I think that's really exciting and a great opportunity for Martinez to consider looking forward. I'm interested in innovative youth-focused amenities such as bicycle pump tracks and expanded skate park. I'm interested in improved bike lanes and bike trails and upgrades to rink and pool amenities. And lastly, we are starting our conversation about our sesquicentennial in 2026. You have a year to get that pronunciation correct. All right, so we were incorporated in April 1876. Our sesquicentennial will be in 2026. This is our opportunity to celebrate the best of Martinez. Our ad hoc subcommittee with me and the vice mayor has already met with staff. We began budgeting and early planning. So I want you to imagine what this might look like. A festival on the shoreline with a regatta, kites, and water activities, citywide partnerships at restaurants and businesses, tree plantings to honor the Martinez legacy, citywide partnerships with local organizations to put our mark on Martinez history, a refresh to our entryways and main thoroughfares, and maybe a birthday party at City Hall. So, beautification has already begun. As you drive around town, you'll see these banners on the light posts in your neighborhood. And by the end of the month, the monument signs at each of the entry points into Martinez will be updated with our incorporation date on each one of those items. I think they look beautiful, and thank you again to the planning department for all of your efforts. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. The future of Martinez is bright, even if it might be an uphill climb. Have a great rest of your morning.
Sesquicentennial. Say that 3 times fast. I apologize, we forgot to mention Contra Costa Sanitary District Board, Todd Piketty. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. It's with great pride and excitement that we celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Martinez Chamber of Commerce. 8 decades of leadership, mentorship, and unwavering advocacy for our vibrant business community. This milestone would not be possible without the tireless dedication of our volunteer board of directors. An incredible staff. Please join me in recognizing our outstanding team. Board members, when I call your name, please stand up. Well, that's me. I swear I have more than one tie. What did I skip on me? Don McGaliano from Martinez Refining Company. Laura Philpott, Eco Services. Rod Garza, Treasurer. Shelby Taylor, Kaiser Permanente. Mike Manning, Keller Williams Real Estate. And Sigrid could not be here this morning. She's in court. So now I'm honored. Now I am honored to introduce someone new to our team. The mayor beat me to it, but Aaron Allen Castry. Aaron is on, I believe, day 8. Yes. As the president and CEO of the Martinez Chamber of Commerce. Aaron, welcome to the team. Thank you. Supporting 2 members of his team, Rachel Baber, Director of Administration. Let's go back. And Colleen Holsinger, Director of Membership and Sales. For 80 years, the Martinez Chamber has been at the forefront of supporting local businesses, championing smart growth, and driving the economic engine of our city. One of our core missions is to convene leaders, and we do that by hosting impactful events like this State of the City address and the Candidates Forum. We're more than just advocates. We're connectors. Through events like our after-hours business socials, we help foster meaningful business relationships. We also celebrate the wins, whether it's a grand opening, a grand reopening, or a significant business anniversary. Our ribbon-cutting ceremonies shine a spotlight on the success of our local businesses. Our Business of the Month program, in partnership with the City of Martinez, we recognized the Boys and Girls Club last night at council meeting. They include highlight businesses and including those who have given back to the community. Every honoree is automatically in the running for our annual Business of the Year award, a true badge of honor at Martinez. We're proud to offer a community-wide calendar on our website to keep residents informed and engaged. It's completely free for organizations to list their qualifying awards on our site. When it comes to signature events, nothing brings our city together quite like the King of the County Barbecue Competition and Music Festival. Held over Father's Day weekend, this celebration draws over 20,000 people to our town to enjoy free parking, free admission, 75+ vendors, mouth-watering barbecue, live music, and kids' rides, all right here in Martinez. Another crowd favorite, my favorite, Martini Shake-Off. Sold-out gala held under the stars in Plaza Ignacio, a stylish tribute to Martinez as the proud birthplace of the martini. It's an elegant evening of elegance, flavor, and local pride. We're also thrilled to continue the momentum of our popular Best of Martinez movement. The Best of Martinez Bash, aka the Marina Awards, named for our lovable beaver mascot. Voting is now open at thebestofmartinez.com and closes on May 3rd, so don't forget to cast your votes. Last year, this web-based campaign generated over 28,000 unique votes in a town of 36,000 people. That's a movement. This engaged over 300 businesses. The Best of Martinez Bash brought together 350 business owners, their employees, community members, and dignitaries to recognize the best of the best in Martinez. That's a movement. We also proudly feature and facilitate the Citizen of the Year Awards, convening leaders from local service clubs to evaluate nominees. And while we don't select the winners, we are honored to host the award banquet, now an integral part of the Best of celebration, bringing the best in business and the best of citizenship together. Last year, we launched the Chairman's Circle. You'll see a flyer on your table. With that, a beautiful flyer. Thanks, Dominic. This is for businesses and organizations looking to go above and beyond in supporting the Chamber, with enhanced visibility, exclusive perks, and high-level recognition. Chairman's Circle members are vital to advancing our advocacy events and community programs. If you're interested in joining, please speak with Dominic Aliano. He has flyers available with him and on your tables and out front. Thank you, Dominic, for your leadership and launching this initiative. Very much. We couldn't do this without our general sponsors for today. Thank you, Martinez Refining Company, Eco Services, Boilermakers Local 549, Marathon, Republic Services, Carpenters Local 152, IBEW Local 302, and a special thank you for hosting us today with your facilities. USA DeBusk, Kaiser Permanente, Workforce Development Board, EUV Tech, California Apartment Association, and A Loves in Bloom. Thank you for the flowers on your tables. I'd like to thank the Martinez Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors for allowing me to serve as your chairman for the last 5 years. Please welcome Dominic Aliano. From Martinez Refining Company, our vice chair and next year's chairman of the board.
the board of directors, we want to give our chair, Adam Hoffert, this recognition as a token of our thank you for his years of service. Speaking on behalf of the board, there is one thing absolutely true about this man here. He has been the rock holding this organization together. Executive directors have come and gone, staff members have come and gone, board members have come and gone, but Adam has actually been the driver that has led the Martini Gala, the barbecue festival, and has actually made this a huge part of his life. And Adam, we're super grateful to you, and we're grateful for your friendship and leadership, and so thank you.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you again to IBEW Local 302 for your hospitality and hosting this event. Thank you, Mayor Zorn, city staff, and our city council members for your continued partnership. Most importantly, thank you all for being here, for supporting our chamber, and for help making Martinez a thriving, connected, inspired community. Here's to another 80 years, the bright future ahead. Thank you.